Hello and welcome back to this series of instructional videos on the use of the Intopia simulation. For this particular topic, we're going to talk about shipping or the transfer of products. Now there's a couple of times you will want to do this. You'll want to make an explicit decision to transfer products when you are sending X or Y to another team, or if you're sending your own X and Y to yourself but in another area. Okay, so that's when you're going to want to use the shipping options available to you. You don't need to transfer products when you're sending components or X to your Y plants in your same area. So if you're producing X in China, or you have some X in China and you're going to use it in your Y plants in China, you don't need to make an explicit transfer. It will just program will go and extract the necessary components from the warehouse in that particular area. Okay. It should be noted that the shipping team always pays for shipping. You'll find the unit cost for shipping in your data log, but you need to build this into your pricing calculation. So if it costs you $5 to ship product Y, you'll need to include that in the price that you use to send. Okay. Typically, there's two methods used in the Intopia simulation. You'll find that there's a fast method and a slow method. The fast method obviously costs more, but the goods get there right away, so at the beginning of the period. So in a couple of different versions of the game, you'll find that the fast method is by air freight. So you can send your product on a plane, or in the case of the oil and gas simulation that's been developed, the quick method is the pipeline. Slow method is usually the surface shipping, which is either tanker, truck, or that sort of thing. And you'll find that that takes a whole period. So it's on the truck for the whole period and then arrives at the very end of the period. Okay, so as I said, with air freight, you'll find that it arrives almost immediately, so it's available for sale. The only thing you can't do with something that you receive by air is ship it by air to someone else, okay? Because the computer would just get into a constant loop and it would never recover. You'll see that air shipment is a little bit more costly, okay, than shipping something by surface. Okay. The timing of surface or tanker shipments, they're loaded at the beginning of the period after the planes come in, and then transport takes an entire period. So you'll see that the transport will arrive at the end of the period. So your inventory that you receive by surface will appear on your output, but you don't get any warehousing charges on it. So it'll look like it has been received right away. So if we go over to the decision program and take a look, you can see that there's two opportunities for you to make intercompany or intra-company or within-company transactions. So let's say we're selling to another team. We've already seen this here, where we will sell X to another team. And we've got an example of how this has happened here. And you can see the shipping methods that are included. And so in this particular game, the shipping methods are either surface or air freight. So we can change it to either option there. So in this case, we are shipping from North America to Europe, and it is by surface. So this will be going to the purchasing team, Team 8, and this particular form includes everything that you need. So all you have to do is fill this form out, and you will receive the cash of 15,000 units times $15. You will receive that in the area, North America. Europe will receive, or Team 8, Europe will receive these 15,000 units and will pay for them in Europe. Now keep in mind that your team, Team 1, will be paying the shipping fee. So you're assumed to have included that in this price of $15. You'll find the other options here of cash and accounts receivable. You will receive 20% of this particular shipment in cash, and then you'll receive the other 80% of it next period. So you'll see that 80% reflected in your accounts receivable on your balance sheet. Okay, so that's how you sell X to another team. Now if we go back to the main decisions, you'll see there's also that option for intra or within company transactions. So in this case, let's say we've produced X in China and we have a Y plant in North America. So we want to send our X over to North America. So we don't have any intra-company sales entered yet, but let's put one in. So we're going to ship from China to North America our 10,000 X and you have to set a price here. So even though you're sending it to yourself, you have to set a price, and you should set it at least the variable cost or at something slightly higher. So let's say we produce for 10, I'm going to send it for 20. So I'm going to show a little bit of profit in China for the sale of X, and let's just do this at 100% cash. Okay, so that particular shipment shows up there as an intra-company sale. So you're selling it to yourself. We're sending it by surface in this case, so it won't be available until next period. So if you wanted to have it available for production now, you'd have to send it by air freight. So we can change that to air freight there, so that's ready to go. Okay, so that's how you ship in this particular case. So make sure you know the difference between air transport and surface transport. So we've seen this diagram before. You can see that the planes are the first things to leave, and then the surface transport arrives later on in the period. Okay, and that's important to remember with respect to those standard and deluxe grades and what's saved in your inventory at that point. Okay, there are some volume discounts available on the transportation methods. In the data log, you'll see something that appears as a break point. So let's say that our break point is 100,000 units and our air freight is $1 per unit. After they reach that break point, you'll find that there's a discount, which is usually around 30% or something like that. So on the 101,001st unit, you will receive that discount and every subsequent unit after that. So the first 100,000 will be at $1 per unit, and then the next, the subsequent items will be at that volume discount. Okay, so that's how we ship products in the Intopia simulation.